Hello, everyone, and welcome to the It's in Queens podcast, covering events in the borough between December 14th and December 20th.
Nice.
As you might notice, we are in a different place than normal.
Not in the bunker.
And we're not in the bunker, and that is actually very good news.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Not because we don't love the bunker, but because we're in Via Vai Restaurant in Astoria, and this restaurant, which is on 23rd Street, or right off
Ditmars. Yep.
Right off the Ditmars N train, has been listed as a recommended place to eat by Michelin, by the Michelin guides.
It's Michelin.
Michelin. I don't have a very good French accent.
No.
So Via Vai is an Italian restaurant where the owners are actually from Italy.
Right, that helps.
Antonio Morichini. They make all the food here.
On premises,
including cakes and everything
desserts,
else, and they make the pasta. Yep. And we're going to find out a little bit later why they're a recommended place to eat, because hopefully he's going to bring out some pasta for us.
So if you notice, there's a theme going on, and we're getting fed at these podcasts lately.
All I have to say is that it's a very
for.
difficult job, but for the sake of the podcast, I will eat some of this food.
I'm a giver. I'll give of my time if there's a meal at the end of it.
Anyway, so
what about your weekend?
Stick around.
Stick around for that.
We're going to talk. Let me also say that I'm Rob Mackay from the Queens Tourism Council, and you are?
I'm Chris Donovan, and I'm from the Daily News.
All right, so nothing has changed.
Right,
we're in a different scene, but we're still in the same place.
Queens weekend, Rob?
I had a very Queens weekend. I went to the Holly tour.
You went?
Historic Holly
How
tour.
was that?
It was great. We went to Louis Armstrong.
Did you take the carousel?
I took a couple of...
I mean,
No, I didn't take the shuttle bus.
The shuttle bus.
I took a friend of mine, childhood friend of mine from Brooklyn, and
Nice.
his wife. We did Louis Armstrong, Louis Latimer House, which we love.
Did all the Louis.
The Quaker. Have you ever been inside the Quaker Meetinghouse?
Only on the outside.
Inside, you got to go inside.
Yeah.
And they had a dance performance there.
No
You got to
kidding.
see it. You know what Quaker meetings are like?
No.
So, in the way like the Catholic Church, the priest negotiates God with you.
Sure.
Quakers, it's all you and God.
Oh.
So
they cut out the middleman.
Yeah, exactly. It's just you sit in a place and everyone sits down, and if you feel like talking, you talk.
Right.
There's no priest. There's no, you could bring the Bible and read the Bible if you wanted to.
Oh.
You could also bring a guitar and play a song.
You think I could do a haiku?
You could do a haiku. I went to a Quaker wedding once, and the couple sat in front, and people were, if anyone wanted to say something, they would say something.
Like if the
And
feeling
funerals
moves
are
you.
the same way. Yeah.
No kidding. I like that style.
Yes, it's very.
How come that didn't catch on?
Well, hey, Quaker meeting, and but they have a graveyard out there with people that were buried in the 1600s.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a fascinating place.
Yeah.
So the whole tour was great.
Oldest building in Queens or no?
It is the oldest religious institution.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely that. And as you know, Quakers were prohibited from practicing their religion when New York City was a Dutch colony and Dutch Reformed. Peter Stuyvesant was the only permitted religion. So
right.
It actually
and that's where we got the Flushing Remonstrance.
That's
from?
where we got the Flushing Remonstrance. Yeah.
Look at me knowing a little history there.
Yeah,
Come on, baby.
What about you? Did you keep it in Queens this weekend?
I did. I attended our buddy Nick Hirschon's book signing.
Oh, you went to the book signing
at the Glen Oaks
okay.
Library on Saturday.
Did you get a copy of the book?
I didn't have my copies with me. They didn't make it yet, but Nick has promised me he'll take care of me on a later date.
And
had a good turnout.
Had a good turnout. Was my question.
Yeah, and then Mr. Liam Donovan was charming the librarians.
Liam would be his 7-year-old son.
And so we did that. And then on Sunday, we went to the Astoria Steinway Partnership Santa Don Steinway over at the Soul Dance Center.
Who was the Santa? Do you know?
I do not know.
Maybe it was really Santa.
It might have been him. But I did see Kostas and Arabella Simotis and some people over there.
Well, I came up with an idea.
What do you got?
Last week we had so many things going on.
We did. It was a chock full week.
We have it again because let's face facts. Before Christmas, the couple weeks before Christmas,
Very
Queens
busy.
is hopping.
Absolutely
hopping. So I decided I'd come up with a top 10 list.
I like it.
Yeah.
Little Letterman style.
Yeah.
You want drum roll or no?
Why not? No drum roll. And I figured because we're a little different, most of these things start off at 10 and you go down to 1.
Yes.
We'll start with 1 and go up to 10.
I like it.
A little our take on a top 10 list.
Bring it.
So I decided to put number one. I decided to put the Oratorio Society of Queens' big holiday concert at the Queens Performing Arts Center in Bayside.
QPAC.
Now, I had a meeting with them a while ago, and I told them that Oratorio Society of Queens is not a good branding name because it doesn't do the place justice. This is a 125-person choir.
125.
Choral Society, Symphony Orchestra. Yeah, and they sing. They have Dave Close is the maestro.
Right.
He leads services at the Forest Hills Catholic Church,
right?
Our Lady of Martyrs, and other places. He leads in synagogues and other stuff, Long Island and stuff.
No kidding.
Yeah, he's a very talented guy, and this is an unbelievable. Just imagine 125 people singing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, is there the accompanied by music, or is it all a cappella?
It's both. And then and then what they do is the first half they do Handel's Messiah.
Oh, look at Handel's back in the news
And
again.
then the second half, they do Christmas and Hanukkah songs. And they bring in a special cantor who does Hanukkah songs. And they do songs in Yiddish and in Ladino. Ladino was the language that they spoke in Spain and Portugal. It's sort of like a mix of Hebrew and Spanish.
Okay.
A little bit. So they do all kinds of traditional songs, and they do Hanukkah songs. So it's a huge event. And they fill out the Queensboro Performing Arts Center.
That's nice.
I just don't feel like the Oratorio Society of Queens is the right name.
We'll work on them with
we'll
branding.
Work on that.
Yeah.
If anyone has an idea, how can you make a 125-person choir sound great? Yeah.
I think you just did, my friend.
Well,
that's kind of skills you have.
Number two, with a name with one. Number two, I put Nutcracker at the Kupferberg Center.
That's going to be a big one, for sure.
Because the
other one at Columbus.
There are always a couple of Nutcrackers at this time of year. And
sure.
But this one has some tremendous, the Russian ballet.
Yeah.
It has tremendous costumes. I saw some of the costumes today.
They're very ornate.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how can you not love the sugar plum fairies and the mice? Isn't there a thing where there are a whole bunch of mice? There's an army of mice.
Yep.
Toy soldiers.
My reference of the Nutcracker is Laurel and Hardy's version.
Well, this one's even better than Laurel.
I bet it is.
Yeah. Number three, I decided to do Charlotte's Web.
Oh, look at that.
And you know what? I was
classic
reading this.
Children's book.
I was reading this and I was like, I want to read this one all over again.
Do you know when Charlotte's Web cartoon was on TV for the first time?
No.
It was in the 70s, I think.
Uh-huh.
And a young Chris Donovan teared up at the end. Yeah.
Oh, you cried?
Oh, I cried.
Oh, it made you cry.
Back,
cartoon special that made you cry.
Absolutely.
Well, this is a play. They're doing two shows at the Queens Theater this weekend. And I forgot, it's the pig who doesn't want to be made into food.
That's right.
And it's the spider, and the spider writes things.
The spider makes the pig a star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's totally cool. That brought me back to reading that book.
Yeah.
So I think I put that number 3, and then number 4 I kept it in the childhood. Did you know that Charlie Brown, the Secret Theater in Long Island City, is about to start a 16-show run of Charlie Brown?
Now this is the second or third year they're doing this, right?
It's the third year they've
done
done
year.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. And do you remember the TV special? It's
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get Linus on the piano, knocking out.
Charlie Brown has the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. He's all upset about the commercialism of Christmas.
Absolutely.
He goes to his school play, and they make fun of him.
Yeah.
And then finally he finds that love is the real meaning of Christmas.
That's right. He has that lame tree with the one
the
ornament
spindly
on it.
tree.
Yeah, that's right.
So I put that at number 4.
That's a live action version, obviously.
That's a live action with real acting. They've done it. They've done it before. I believe
kid
that
actors or adult actors playing the kids?
A little bit of both. They look pretty young. I
Okay.
saw the cast looks pretty young. And I believe that they're from Vermont.
Ah.
So they're coming down.
Oh,
hey,
look at this.
Oh, look at this.
What do we got here?
It's very painful, but we've got some food to eat. What is this? This is
This is a ravioli stuffed with shrimp.
ravioli stuffed with shrimp.
This one is fettuccine bolognese.
Bolognese,
Meat
the
sauce.
special
We
meat
use
sauce.
only organic beef.
Okay.
Ah,
Organic
okay.
beef. Okay. We will. I know that there's a story behind this man who owns a head chef and owner, that he actually trained with fishermen off the coast of Italy.
Oh, that's
But
gonna be
let's
interesting.
finish this up quickly so we can get to the food,
get to
right?
eating. Come on now.
If it's hot, you eat immediately. You don't wait, right?
That's right.
Number 5, I decided to choose something that's seems a little bizarre, but it's a little something for young people. All right?
All right.
20-something. It's called Signal to Noise. The Museum of the Moving Image is starting this new monthly thing where one night a month they'll have these parties. And I'll read it. It says music, interactive digital art installations, and participatory experiences. Now, that's way beyond, I'm way too old for that.
That's a lot, yeah.
But they're gonna have like video loops, video presentations showing on a loop over here, and people will be doing stuff over there, and so it seems to me, and it starts at 9 when the museum closes and goes on until midnight.
Look at that.
So I figured like this, maybe they're onto something there.
Little museum after dark action.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I had here that they're going to have videos on a loop that were selected by the Psychedelic Film and Music Festival.
Oh.
So I don't know if can you beat that?
No.
Yeah, and
It's
then
impossible.
you've got a woman who will be doing violin improvisations along with a projector piece.
This is all in the same night.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot going on.
I had to put that in there.
Yeah.
Number 6, wine tasting.
Oh, yeah.
Edible
come on.
Queens, favorite magazine, is doing a
Our
wine
buddies
tasting.
from 2 weeks ago,
Where
right?
you can, they're going to have 9 distinct Spanish wines paired with chocolate and cheese. Now, the cheese comes from Forever Cheese, which is a distributor here in Astoria, where we are right now. And they specialize in Mediterranean cheeses.
All right.
And
Mediterranean cheeses, Spanish wine,
and chocolate.
And chocolate.
And
German
it's,
chocolate?
It's at the Wine Room of Forest Hills, if you know where that is. And
Yeah.
I'm going to let you guys know you can get a 5% discount if you go to the website, and when you're filling it out, you use the promo code EQVIP in
That's
capital
right.
letters.
Edible Queens VIP.
EQVIP. Edible Queens, very important person.
I like
So
it.
you can get $5 off. I think it's $35, so you can get a $5
It's well worth
off that
it.
way.
2 glasses of wine could be $30.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bring a carafe.
Do you ever go to a wine festival and they give you the necklace and you can hang the cup around
Oh,
the
nice.
around your neck?
Oh, nice
yeah, we
idea.
went to one upstate and they give you a cup, a decent sized cup, and they give you this thing, and they hang the cup around your neck. That way your hands are free.
So
to
you
kinda
can
do everything
You
else.
can eat cheese and chocolate. So you can
Exactly,
eat cheese and chocolate.
yeah.
Right. I put down for what am I on? Number 7, candlelight tours of the Onderdonk House.
Oh.
Now, the Onderdonk House is it's right on the border of Brooklyn and Queens. In fact, it has a rock that was used to separate Brooklyn from Queens. It is the oldest Dutch style farmhouse in New York City.
Okay.
The Van Ende Onderdonk family lived there and farmed there.
Right.
And so it's a historical house with landmark status. And for Christmas, they turn off the lights and do candlelight tours. And it's got the gambrel roof, and the way the Dutch have the doors that are actually split.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful place.
They kept it up, and
So I just figured I thought I'd put that down at number 7. They'll have live music, holiday treats.
And it's candlelight tours.
Oh my gosh! Look, there's a pizza margarita
And a margarita
My gosh,
pizza.
I don't know what I'm going to do. This is
a feast.
Painful. This is painful.
It's a feast for my eyes and my ears and my mouth.
Wow, pizza margarita. I put down number 8, the Douglaston Village Winter Festival.
Oh, that's a cute one. They put
you know about it?
Yeah, they put a little ice rink
You
over
know about
there.
that?
Yeah.
They build an ice rink out there right by the Long Island Railroad Station.
Yeah.
And they'll have carnival rides and live music and dance presentations. But what caught my eye?
Give it to me.
They have an ugly sweater contest for dogs.
Ah. I know there was a lot of ugly sweaters at SantaCon this weekend.
Right. So
But,
this is
this
an ugly
is a
sweater.
dog.
So if you have an ugly sweater,
Cut
bring
it up.
put it on your dog and head out there. You could win the prize.
I like that.
Number 9, I did Syrian films at the Queens Museum. So they're going to be showing an animated film and a documentary at Queens Museum. And the documentary involves interviews with what it's like to be a female artist in Syria, which, as we know, is a Muslim country.
Doesn't
and,
sound like
and
it's
it's
gonna
not
be
a great
easy.
place for
Yeah.
women's live. Yeah.
Right.
So I figured I'd put that up there, as long as an animated short about a woman who joins the Syrian revolution.
Oh wow! Look at that.
And then for an extra special thing, we not only do we do our top 10 list from 1 to starting at 1, we also only do 9. I only have 9 items here. Because who wants to hear about the best things going on in the borough when we've got some food to eat?
Amazing.
So we're going to eat a little bit of food, and then Antonio's going to join us to talk a little bit about his restaurant and his approach to food and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, we
All
can't
right,
wait to bring him on.
Fantastic. All right, thanks. Well, we're back.
If you notice that the food that was here
Is not
is
here
no
now.
longer here.
So we have just eaten the best. What was that? Shrimp?
That was the shrimp ravioli. Yeah.
Shrimp. Okay, we just had the best shrimp ravioli.
What kind of sauce is
Ever
that? Had
in
a
the history of the
citrus.
world.
That's yes.
It had
was,
lemon in it.
The lime is inside of the shrimp
Lime?
on the stuffing, and that outside is butter and orange and thyme sauce.
Wow.
Orange and thyme.
Thyme.
Sauce. Thyme. Okay.
All right.
Let me tell you something. That was the best ravioli I've ever had.
Yeah.
And I've eaten a lot
Pillowy
of ravioli.
soft, right?
Yeah, it was the soft and the fresh. You know, and there's the Italian food. Really, to me, it's like simple and fresh.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
That's the key.
Yeah, that's what
that's
it
a
comes
secret.
down to. So and then that was fettuccine bolognese, right?
Yeah. That is a traditional bolognese sauce.
Family
Very
recipe.
simple, but always this is
Always fresh and-
yeah,
and-
it's an organic beef.
Organic beef?
Yeah. Of course, the pasta is homemade pasta. so
Homemade.
Homemade pasta.
Like
There's
ravioli,
such,
everything.
Yeah, there's such a difference between homemade pasta and
Yeah, you can totally tell.
You can realize with the ravioli, for example, when you buy the commercial ravioli in the shop, you see how much thick is the pasta.
That's right.
Yeah.
In this case, you probably had the feeling to see the pasta was very thin, very soft. So that's it.
And so you make the pasta with your own hands?
Yeah.
With these guys right
Yeah,
here?
yeah,
Here they are.
It is one with the boat. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
This is an artisanal food. Yeah, it's.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, and the pizza margherita again. The deliciousness to me was the fresh tomato sauce. It's just
Absolutely.
fresh.
And a little basil, a little fresh basil
just
on it.
Boom.
Can't
Yeah.
beat that.
Yeah.
It's the simplest of things, but it's the best tasting.
But when you do it
food.
right, yeah, you just gotta make.
In this case, the dough is 48 hours. They have a fermentation for 48 hours.
Oh,
so
it's-
2 days.
It's very light. Yeah, because there's a little yeast inside.
Okay.
There is not a lot of
It's the
yeast.
fermentation of the dough.
Look at that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we were saying a little bit earlier. First of all, congratulations! You're on the Michelin Guide as
Thank
a
you so
recommended
much.
place to eat.
Thank you so much.
I know that you were born in Rome, right here.
Yeah,
You like the Roma soccer team, Francesco Totti.
Francesco Totti, yeah.
Your favorite player.
It's my, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You studied in northern Italy.
I studied in northern Italy. Actually,
Piedmont?
I studied, in the school, the culinary school was in Piedmont, in the northwest Italy. And then, my experience was from north to Liguria, Rome. It's a little bit all over. Mainly in Rome is my city. So over there I used to work in 3 different Michelin star restaurants over there. So I got a...
So you worked in 3 Michelin star restaurants in Rome.
Yeah.
What were they? Do you know?
There were Convivio Troiani is one. The other one is Glass Osteria is the second.
Osteria.
And then the third one is called Aquilina.
Aquilina.
It's
right.
only fish.
At Aquilina.
Yeah.
Because you learned how to do fishing in Liguria.
In
the
Liguria,
coast.
yeah. Because over there we work directly with the fishermen. They come inside of the restaurant. Probably over here is illegal. Over there at the time it was perfectly legal.
Uh-huh.
The fish was very fresh. Actually, in the day, you couldn't fillet the fish because it was too rigid to cut. So you had to wait a couple days before to cut.
what's
the
this?
fish.
Oh, we have another dish
That
out.
is another kind. This is a typical Roman dish. This is Amatriciana sauce. It's mainly come with guanciale, it's a pork cheeks cure, tomato, onions, and fresh pepper and pecorino cheese on the top.
And you made the pasta yourself.
No, the pasta. This is the only pasta we don't make at home. This is it's imported from Naples. It's called Gragnano Bucatini. It's from
Gragnano Bucatini.
I like it.
Gragnano Bucatini.
Yeah,
pretty good. You have a decent
Delicioso.
yeah.
And you also worked at a famous bakery in Rome.
Okay, yeah, that was another
Forno.
step because I want to learn more the flour. And in the restaurant, you can learn everything. In the restaurant, sometimes for some stuff, you have to go outside of the restaurant. So you have to go in a bakery or in a pastry if you want to develop. For example, my my focus at the time was develop the flowers. I want to learn the flour. I get a lot of professional course, and then I went to the bakery.
Because all breads and pastas all come from different flours.
Different flour.
Yeah.
Even if you want to make, for example, now is the Christmas time. There is a typical cake we make in Italy. Is a panettone.
Yeah.
The panettone is so hard to make, but you have to use a particular flour for that kind.
I see.
So if you want to make a pasta, there is another one. If you want to make a sugar dough, is another. So every single dough has a different flour. So that's why I went in this bakery. It's called Ravioli. It's the very antique bakery in Rome. And
so you've studied and you've worked with the best.
I got a lot of sacrifice.
And I also understand that your wife, fourth generation Astoria.
Yeah.
And she went back to Italy to learn how to cook, and that's when you met?
No, actually, it's the opposite way.
The opposite?
She came in Rome because she worked for UN, and at the time she worked for UN in Rome. I met her in Rome, and then we moved.
Then you moved here.
The
same house that the family has had for all these generations in Astoria? The same house she grew up in?
No, she born here. She grew up here. But the grandpa, the immigrants from Parma, North Italy. Actually, it was very unusual because usually the immigration then we have New York is from the south, so from Sicily, Naples. In that case, in her case, it was from Parma. It's a rich city, but for some reason they came here
anyway.
They came over here.
Okay, so I think
did you work in any places in New York when you came here? Or
I used to work in different restaurants, and not only in New York City, Manhattan. I used to work in Westchester County, Brooklyn. Different.
But the dream was always to have your own place.
That's right. Yeah.
And this is 2 years old, right?
Actually, it's a 4.5.
Oh, 4.5 years. So after 4 years, they got a Michelin guy.
There you go.
Not bad, huh?
Well, I think it's important to notice too that everything that has come out is
Michelin ready
and handmade. So I mean, if you're going to come here, don't expect to eat in 5 minutes and be out the door.
Yeah, this is the kind of a place with a rustic feel, where you come for great conversations and great meals, right?
Great wine.
How's your wine list around?
I think it's very extensive. We have only Italian wine over here, but I think our selection is one of the best Italian wine.
You personally taste them all yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, we try everything before we actually we change the wine list every 2 or 3 months. So
nice.
Every time, even with the food, we change all the food because we can't. But it's some seasonal. We put in a special.
Right.
For example, now we have the pumpkin flan. We use pumpkin gnocchi. Or soup in that case, or chestnuts. So sometimes when it's coming the season, we work with seasonal ingredients.
Yeah. And the other, so wine, bread, pasta,
dessert.
Dessert is the other question.
That's
Tell us
right.
about your desserts.
Dessert over here, we start.
Tiramisu.
Tiramisu is the typical tiramisu you can find in every restaurant.
Yeah, but
I think in our case, you have to try in the end to give it the judge. Everybody says mine is better than the other. So
that's right.
I don't like to say the best because everybody say the best in any case.
Well,
the
best tiramisu.
That's right. You got it's in Queens stamp of approval.
Of course, we have homemade the gelato. We produce ice cream over here.
I love gelato.
Yeah. We don't have a huge selection because we are now an ice cream shop, but we have always 3 different flavor.
And that's seasonal. That's seasonal, or is it the same?
Usually, we have always one fruit. Of course, chocolate, vanilla, and we have the best is a pistachio ice cream. Everybody takes the pistachio. Every time everybody take the pistachio.
Fantastic.
And those desserts also made in-house, on premises, nothing formed out.
Our tiramisu after 3 days, if we don't sell, is in the garbage. So we don't have a preservative.
Oh, get over here and eat that. Don't let that tiramisu go to waste, please.
Sometimes, sometimes to me, it's more easy if I buy outside because I don't have a labor cost. It lasts for a month at least. And then you just cut, you serve it.
Right.
In our case, we make, then we
extra
storage, we serve. So
That's right.
It's It's a long way, but we prefer to give it.
No,
the
you're
best
doing it
quality.
You're doing it the right way.
There's
Stay the
more
way you're doing
amore
it.
in
With
the food.
amore. So that's
With
the
amore.
word. When you
So that's it. Via Vai. That's VIA. Next word.
VAI.
VAI. Via Vai.
It's complicated a
And
little
it's
bit.
viavaiNY.com.
Yeah.
Via Vai NY.
Via Vai, yeah.
NY.com. Why Via Vai? Via means a road.
Via
and
Vai
Vai-
is just coming and going.
Coming and going. Oh, Via Vai.
This
coming
place,
and going.
when we open with the pizza over here and the pasta and the rustic place, the focus was coming and going. So you sit down and you go. But now is the opposite. People sit down and they never leave. So they stay for 3 hours.
It's buy and stay.
Sometimes
Buy,
it was,
buy, kedai. Okay. All right, everyone. First of all, thank you, Antonio.
You're very welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much again.
Via Vai, am I missing anything?
No, you got everything. Oh,
The address, probably?
yeah, the
I don't know.
address.
Well, the address, it's right off the N train to Ditmars.
Right.
3109 23rd Avenue.
23rd Avenue.
It's 3901, right?
3109.
Oh, 3109. I got
23rd.
dyslexia. 23rd Street.
Avenue.
No.
23rd Avenue.
23rd Avenue because they go
Yeah,
like this. Okay.
31.
Okay, Ditmars. Remember, the N train road goes over 31st Street, so it's right actually in the shadows of the N train.
That's it.
That-
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? What?
No, I had something, but I forgot. So let's
The
let
food-
it go.
Well, we can't let this get cold.
No, we can't
We've
let
got-
go.
We got.
We have two things we should talk about, though. The It's in Queens website to make sure that we have all
Okay.
the events that we
It's in
talked about.
Queens.com.
Right?
Remember these things, or did you forget after the food? VFINY.com and
And get your poster for Perfect Day in Queens on sale
on
at the website.
All right. And remember, follow us all on hashtag It's in Queens. And thank you very much, Antonio.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Pleasure.